I'm Jenny Trin.
And I'm Jessica Nealon.
And in this following video, we'll tell you important tips for you to know for your trip to Sudan.
The first known civilization to inhabit the region of present-day Sudan were the Meroitic people, who lived in the area between the Atbara and Nile rivers from 590 BC until 350 BC. In 1896, the British and the Egyptians again invaded Sudan, defeating the Sudanese in the Battle of Omar-Durman. Throughout the 1940s, an independence movement in the country began, and in November of 1958, General Ibrahim Aboune seized control of the government, banning all political parties and trade unions and instituting a military dictatorship. In 1972, the Addis Ababa Peace Agreement declared the southern region as a separate entity. However, in 1985, Nimiri revoked that independence and instituted new laws based on severe interpretations of the Islamic Code. Internal conflict between the North and the South continued, and in 1994, the government initiated an offensive by cutting off relief to the south from Kenya and Uganda, causing thousands of Sudanese to flee the country. In 1996, the country held its first elections in 7 years, and in 1998, a new constitution was introduced that allowed for a multi-party system and freedom of religion. However, when the National Assembly began to reduce the power of the president, the current President Bashir declared a state of emergency, and rights were again revoked. Because of their past and their culture, Sudan is a very patriarchal society. Women do not have as many rights and freedoms as men do, and women are often subjected to many violent traditions in order to learn their place in society.
In Sudan, when greeting another man, this is the formal handshake you do.
When a person's meeting an elder or a leader of the tribe, this is what they do.
When women greet each other, this is what they do. Here are some important tips that you should know before entering Sudan.
Never walk alone in Sudan at night. Sudan is known to be a very violent country, so it would be very unsafe for you to walk alone at night. Do not drink the tap or spring water in Sudan. Make sure to make arrangement to get filtered and sanitary water. Because many parts of Sudan are poor, do not make it obvious that you are wealthy. If people know you have money, this makes you a target. The people of Sudan are extremely hospitable and generous. So if one offers you a gift, accept it because you never know how valuable that gift is to them, and then giving it to you is a sign of respect. Likewise, when you are a guest for dinner, it is customary to bring some type of gift to the host to show your gratitude. If you are ever to host a dinner in Sudan, you should know that all meals are typically served on a round platter, and everyone gets their food from this platter. Also, do not be alarmed if your company starts to eat with their hands. This is sometimes a cultural norm in Sudan. Sudan is a very violent and dangerous country. Be careful about what you talk about in public, especially the topics of religion and politics. When you are discussing politics on your trip, make sure you are in a private location. The following clip will show you what some people in Sudan might already think about people in America.
Everything is different. Everything is different.
It's kind of irritating because
People know you're from Africa. They say, oh, where are you from Africa? Yes.
some people, they say, like, do you live in the forest? Nobody's born in the forest. You can't live in the forest. You have to live in a house.
In the United States, people are not friendly. You can find somebody walking in the street by himself, don't even talk, You cannot go to the house of somebody whom you don't know, though you are all Americans. You call the police, why this guy come to my house and I don't know him. But in Sudan, they can ask you, have you got lost? Are you new to this place? They can ask you. You say, I'm new to this place, they can show you where you are. You can even talk with them. That's really difficult. I don't know how we're going to be acquainted with this life, really. It's a great change, actually.
Sudan is a country filled with rich history and rich culture. The following clip will show you what Sudan is.
The country that quietly joined the ranks of nations in July 2011 is rich in people, heritage, land, and resources. Out of the 39 million that made up the old Sudan, at least 30 million remain with us today.
Amongst their numbers are Arabs,
Africans,
Christians,
Muslims,
Animals.
black, white,
and brown. It's a diversity bound by marriage and memory, faith and language,
powered by roads and mobile phones, by trade and urbanization.
Cities in which, for the first time in history, all of Sudan can be seen.
A land where ancient civilizations flourished and died and grew again, carrying with them tales of greatness and tragedy and the wisdom that they bring.
It is in Sudan, where the Middle East meets the African continent, that the White Nile meets the Blue, and the Red Sea cuts its swathe.
The influence of its neighbors spilling over its borders in the form of culture, language, and tribe.
a country still rich in resources, vast lands, flat and fertile, anxious for seed and the tiller's hand, oil, gold, uranium, and hydropower, access to the sea and the wealth that lies beyond.
We sincerely hope that you feel more comfortable about visiting the country of Sudan and now further understand the cultural norms and beliefs. The people of Sudan are very proud of their country, so we wish you luck with your trade negotiations. Good luck, Secretary of State.